This is Liberty Park. Liberty Park is built actually above a security facility where vehicles that are entering the World Trade Center complex are actually searched. They didn't want people looking at that, so they put it underground. There's the Freedom Center, tallest building in the Western Hemisphere. This is Liberty Park, which is built on top of that. Behind me is the St. Nicholas National Sanctuary. It's a Greek Orthodox Church that was destroyed when the buildings came down. The rumble and the vibration was such that it took many buildings down with it. So the World Trade people rebuilt it for them. And they call it, you can see it here, St. Nicholas Greek Orthodox National Shrine. It's dedicated on June 12th, 2017 by the Anne Frank Center for Mutual Respect with Gratitude to the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey, who rebuilt it for them. Here's the Anne Frank tree we're looking at right now. The Anne Frank tree was a chestnut tree that Anne Frank looked at while she was looking out her window writing her diary, which later became published, and actually I think a movie was made about it. I've gone through her house in Amsterdam. Usually you have to make the reservations months in advance, and they fill up right away. So if you're going to Amsterdam and want to visit her house, I think you have to make reservations on the first day of the month, and they fill up almost instantly. But this is the Anne Frank tree right here. The chestnut tree taken from a cutting from the actual tree that was in front of her house in Amsterdam. Now this is the Liberty Park. And I thought you might be interested in the Liberty Park because you really nobody really comes here all the time. You notice how crowded it was down by the pools, by the falls? Here we're above the noise. We have really great views of the buildings, and there's no people here. What could be nicer? I know some of you like people, probably more than me. Here you can see the 1, 2, 3 World Financial buildings, not World Trade buildings. And there's the 1,776 foot tall World Trade Center #1. And this is the Greek National Shrine. This is a great little park up here because you can't hear the street traffic. People don't come up here, which is great. So if you want a respite from the crowds, you want to get a view of things, from up here we can get a better view of the reflecting ponds. Now underneath here, they actually run electronic searches on a car, vehicle, trucks coming in. So this will never happen again. They have bee houses here to help bees. Isn't that nice? Bee Conservancy, built by Brooklyn Woods. Now this is a piece of artwork that those of you who went to the World Trade Center may remember. This used to be in the World Trade Center, in between the buildings. It was supposed to be world peace. It was built for world peace. This is what was left of it after the buildings came down. Originally, the artist who created it wasn't sure he wanted to show it up here. Then after he saw it set up, he actually liked it. Let's read the story about it. This is the Koenig Sphere. That's where it used to be placed, between the World Trade Centers. This is about the Koenig Center. The sculpture stood as a symbol of world peace through world trade. in the center of the Austin J. Tobin Plaza between Twin Towers. Port Authority commissioned Fritz Koenig to create this 25-foot bronze sculpture, originally titled Roe B. Google Carrylod, New York, but commonly referred to as the Sphere. Following 9/11, the Sphere took on additional meaning as hope and resilience when it was recovered from the rubble of Ground Zero. So this is what it looks like now. So it shows that even when someone tries to avoid peace and global peace, you can still fight on and be resilient about it.